Woolly mammoths once roamed across the northern hemisphere, but these days they're only found in our nightmares and in the pages of caveman comics. But how did such a large and seemingly successful species go extinct? Could we have done anything to save them? And are there any woolly mammoths left in the world today? Stick around to find out. Hi, and welcome to Paleologic. The woolly mammoth was a species of mammoth that lived during the Pleistocene until the Holocene epoch, which means it was around from about 2.6 million years ago until around 11,700 years ago. That's a long time to be around. Hey. So why don't we have them to thank for the holes in our Swiss cheese today? The main theory behind their extinction is climate change. Woolly mammoths preferred cold, dry climates and were well adapted to them. They had thick fur, a thick layer of fat under their skin, and small ears and tails to minimize heat loss. When the climate warmed at the end of the last ice age, the woolly mammoth's preferred habitat started to shrink, and with it, so did their food supply. As their environment changed, the woolly mammoths moved northwards. But unfortunately, this meant that they were now much further away from their food source, woody vegetation, which they preferred to eat. And this would have made it harder for them to find enough food. To add insult to injury, it seems that the warmer climate also led to an increase in the number of predators that were active in the area, such as wolves, hyenas, and humans. And humans may have hunted the woolly mammoths for their meat and for the materials they could use to make clothes and tools. And we definitely would have been competition for woolly mammoths for food. If the woolly mammoths couldn't find enough food because of the changing climate, then the added pressure of us hunting them would have made things even worse. It isn't all doom and gloom, though. There is some evidence that woolly mammoths actually benefited from warmer temperatures at first, at least in some parts of the world. During the last interglacial period, which was a time of relatively high temperatures between ice ages, woolly mammoths were found further south than they had been before. However, it seems that by the beginning of the last ice age, they had moved back up to higher latitudes again. This could have been because the warmer climate that they had been enjoying came with more rain and fewer trees, which weren't really their thing anyway. So maybe there's no need to feel too bad for them. They gotta hang out in the sun for a bit longer. So when did they go extinct? Well, according to the scientists who found the previously mentioned woolly mammoth steppe site, woolly mammoths went extinct around 800 years ago, which is much later than previously thought. They reached this conclusion after dating the sediment in which the remains of woolly mammoths and other animals were found. Previously, scientists thought that the woolly mammoth had gone extinct about 500 years ago. But these new findings suggest that this may not be the case. It's possible that woolly mammoths survived on the tundra until about 11,700 years ago, when the warmer climate of the Holocene epoch led to even more environmental changes. But wait, did woolly mammoths just suddenly disappear? There are still woolly mammoths today, but they aren't on land. They live on Wrangel Island and in Siberia. Fortunately, though, woolly mammoths on Wrangel Island are only around 4,000 years old. Scientists believe that these mammoths evolved from a population of Asian elephants that migrated from Siberia to the island around 40,000 years ago. They've been isolated on the island ever since, which has led to a lot of inbreeding. And if you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll know that I'm not a big fan of inbreeding. It doesn't tend to turn out well. There are only around 300 to 600 woolly mammoths on the island today, and genetic studies have shown that they're all closely related, making them one of the most endangered large mammals in the world. However, there are no known woolly mammoths living in Siberia anymore. The ones that scientists found in 2010 were only around 10,000 years old, so they clearly didn't hang around long enough for us to meet any of them. I guess we'll just have to keep looking for them, although maybe we should settle for finding a dinosaur first. What extinct animal would you like us to cover next? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes.